What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to build a shop, and I'm going to show you how to build one item in your shop. So this is going to give you the general setup, but after that it's going to rely really on your imagination, and I am going to make a few more videos of things you can add to your shop as just suggestions, but each community is different, so you're going to have to think of things to add into your own shop that your members are going to be incentivized to use their coins to buy with. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to buy a custom role. So each one of your members is going to be able to spend their own coins to buy a custom role where they get to pick the name and the color. Now, you might not want them to pick the color. You might not want them to pick the name. It could be up to you what you want to leave out or leave in, but that's what I'm going to show you in this video, and hopefully you guys like it. So let's first go in here and we're going to create a new JSON file, and we're going to call this shop prices.json, and this is just going to be where you keep all the prices for all the various items that you're going to have in your shop. Now for now we're only going to have one item, but you can always add to this list, and I'm just going to call this custom role cost, and I'm going to set this to 5. You can set this to whatever price you want, and in fact I would actually recommend you guys to set it higher than 5, but you know, it's totally up to you. This is your bot. I'm not here to tell you what to do, so you guys do whatever you want. I would suggest higher. I'm gonna keep it at 5 just for testing purposes. So now that you have the shop prices, you can pull this number, and that way you don't have to rewrite this number in your code a million times. If you ever want to change the price, you can just go into here and it'll automatically update within your commands because you'll be using this variable. Hopefully that makes sense of why we take these numbers and put them to variables that are in one place that we can easily update in the future. Remember, you guys want to build your code with purpose so that in the future it's still working, even if you make changes to it. So let's go into here and go create a new command, and we'll call this shop.js. So let's get started. So we'll say const, and we're going to take the slash command builder. We're going to say require, and we're going to get that from discord.js. Perfect. Next, we're going to want to pull in our profile model. This is pretty standard to almost all the commands at this point. Any command that uses our currency, that is. So we'll get that from the models folder, and we'll get it from profile schema. Next, we're going to want to get that value that we just created. So it's going to be called custom role cost, or whatever you decide to call it. And then we're going to get that from the shop prices.json. There we go. And then you're going to do module exports, and you're going to set the data attribute to a new slash command builder, and we're going to set the name for this command to be shop. You guys don't have to call it shop. I just think shop makes the most sense. Set description, and I'm going to say, what should be the description for the shop? A shop where you can spend your coins. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so that's your general shop command, and then each sub command that you add on top of this is going to be representing each item in your shop. So next we're going to say add sub command, and we're going to say sub command, do an arrow function, take the sub command, and then say set name. We'll set the name of this sub command to custom role, or you could just call it role. We're going to set the description to buy a custom role for, and then you're going to enter the number, so 5 coins. And this is an example of where we're going to use this variable instead of hard coding the number, because what if we want to change this number? Well, if we ever wanted to change this number, we'd have to change it in here. We're gonna have to change it where we take it from the user. Instead, we can actually turn this into a string literal, and we can replace this 5 with the variable custom role cost. And the way you do that is just the money sign brackets and then put the variable name. So then this will say buy a custom role for 5 coins, or whatever you guys put here. So yeah. Next, we will do a string option. So we're going to add a string option, and this is where they will be able to set the name for their role. So let's do set name for this option, and we're actually going to just call this name because it's going to be the name of the role. We're going to set a description, and we're going to say choose the name of your role. There we go. And then we're going to set a min length of 1. So you don't want them to be able to add like an empty name because that might look weird on Discord. And then also you don't want them to be able to just spam letters. So you're going to set a max length of 25. I found 25 to be a good length. You guys can test around what length looks best for you, but you have to remember the roles are going to be visible on mobile. So, you don't want it to take too much space. You don't want the trolls to get to you. So I'm going to set it there, and then let's set required to be true. And then we're going to add another string option, and this is going to be the color. So again, this is optional. If you guys don't want to allow your users to set a color for their role, then you can just skip this part and just have the name. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys how you could do the color. So let's set the name. We're going to call this option color. And then let's set description, and we're going to say choose the color for your role. There we go. Then here we're going to add choices for the colors. You guys can choose whatever colors you want. In fact, I would suggest that you guys get really creative, choose the colors that maybe fit your brand or something. But here's what I'll do. I'm just going to do a couple generic colors. So I'm going to do, we can do red. We can let them choose red. And then you're going to want to get the color code for each color. So I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to want to go online, get the color code, and the color code will look something like this, FF0000. So that's the color code for red. And then before that, we're going to just put 0x and then the full color code of what it is. So you're going to do that for every single one. So I'll also add on cyan. Cyan's a pretty nice color. And then we'll add the value. And again, same thing, 0x and then the color code. So 00FFFF is the color code for cyan. Then we're going to take the name and we're going to add blue. So blue is kind of like cyan, but it's darker, obviously. The color code for that is 0x0000FF. Next. And you guys can really add, I don't actually know if there's a limit on this. I probably should know, but I don't. So I don't know how many options you can add, but I'm going to add about 5. So 0xFFFF00, that will be yellow. And then the last one, let's add a nice magenta color. The value of that is 0xFF00FF. There we go. So pretty generic colors. You guys can obviously get a lot more creative than that. And then we're going to also set this required to be true because we want to force our users to pick a name and a color. All right. Now let's do async. There we go. Async execute, the most important part, executing our command. We're going to take interaction. We're also going to take profile data. We need the data of our user, and then we're going to start the command. So we're going to first take out balance, and we're going to take out user ID from the profile data. All right. And then we're also going to want to get the shop command that's being used, and then we're going to get that from interaction.options.get_sub command. All right, and so what this is going to do is this just gets this name right here, custom role. So when you guys make more, whatever they use in this is going to be stored in this variable shop command. So right now, when they use custom role, the shop command is going to equal to custom role, which then you can just do the if statements of if shop command is equal to custom role, then you can do all your logic in there. And then if you ever have any more commands, you can just copy this if statement and then say if shop commands equals blah, 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 and then do all the logic for that command in there. So first we're going to get the name that they entered for their role. So we're going to get it from interaction.options. dot get string, and we're going to get it because we called it name. As you can see, we called it name, so we're going to fetch that name, and then we're going to also want to get color. So we're going to say const color equals interaction dot options dot get string, and we're going to get the color. There we go. And then we're also going to have to do this basic check, because when they're spending money, you're going to have to do this for every command. You want to make sure they have the appropriate amount of coins to even buy this, because if they don't, that can cause, you know, corruption. You can cause the bank and the economy to go down, spiraling in flames. You want to make sure that people are only spending the money they have. So we're going to say if balance is less than the custom role cost, which is the cost from our shop prices.json. If they do not have that amount of money, then we're going to say await interaction dot defer reply, and we're going to set ephemeral, and we're going to set that to true, which basically just does, it's going to be a hidden reply, so nobody sees it. And then we're going to say return await interaction dot edit reply, and then we will say we're going to do a string literal, you need custom role cost coins to buy a custom role. There we go. And by the way, guys, I just want to emphasize this return right here is actually very important, because what will happen if you don't have that is this will run if they don't have the balance, but it will still run whatever logic you have below. And return basically means it's going to just end on this line. So make sure to have that return in there. All right, and then that's all the checking we have to do for now. Then we can say await interaction dot defer reply, and we'll just leave it empty, which just means this is going to be a public reply. It's not going to be hidden like this one. And then we're going to first create the custom role. So how to create a role in Discord.js is you're just going to say const custom role, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it role if you want. And you say await interaction dot guild. So you're going to get the server. You're going to get the server roles, and then you're going to say create. So you're going to create a new role in your server. So guild.roles.create, and then you're going to pass an object in here. And this object is going to be the properties for this role. So we're going to pass a name into it because it takes a name property, but we already called it name. So we have name right there. Then we're going to pass permissions, and we're going to send an empty array as permissions. And the reason behind that is because this is just going to be a decorative role. We don't want to, give these people any admin permissions just because they used their coins to buy a role. It's just for decoration. And then we're going to pass color in there as well, which is coming from up here. Perfect. Okay, moving on. Now we're just going to have to add the role to the user who used this command. So we can say interaction.member.roles.add. So we're going to add this role to the member that used this command, and we're just going to add custom role. Easy peasy, the role that we just created. Now let's deduct the coins from the user's balance to make sure that they actually purchased this. We don't want to give this custom role for free. So we're going to say await profile model dot find one and update, and we will pass in user ID, which we got from right here from profile data. We'll pass in user ID, and then we will want to increase. So this is in MongoDB. We're going to increase their balance, and we're going to increase their balance by the negative amount of the cost that we set for the role. Again, that comes from our shop prices.json. So here we go. The cost is being minused from their balance. Once we do that, we're actually all done. So now all we got to do is just say await interaction edit reply, and you can just give whatever success message you want to the user. I'm just going to say successfully, that's not how you spell it, successfully purchased a custom role. All right, and that's actually all you got to do. So let's go down here and let's do node deploy commands. There we go. All right, we deployed our command successfully, and now let's start up our bot. cool. It's online. So now let's go to Discord. Here we go. Let's try out our new command. So we'll do /shop custom role. There it is. It will come up as an option right here. It says custom role. We get to make a name for our role. We will call this super epic coder. That's pretty good. Super epic coder. Now let's pick a color, and you see we have all the options that we put. Let's try a magenta. Let's try magenta, and let's go ahead and send that. Dinobot is thinking, and Dinobot says successfully purchased a custom role. And look at that, guys. We now have the role. We've changed our color, and we have the role super epic coder. So there we go. And that's actually it for this command. You know, I think it's a pretty cool command. You know, the only thing is I don't know if you guys would want people to be able to pick their own color if you already have a color hierarchy in your Discord, but you could use it just to allow them to add names to their profile instead of just the color. So I think the names are pretty harmless. So I'm actually going to do a part 2 of this role just to add some optional features to it. I think it's already set and ready to be used if you guys want to add this to your bot. But I would say what I'm going to add is the ability for users to possibly edit their role and then also remove the role if they no longer want it. And that can also be a shop item. You can actually charge them to edit it or charge them to remove it. Whatever you want. And I will also show you how to limit them to only have one role. So you don't want them to like get 50 roles in a row, right? Just have spam amount of roles on their profile. Maybe you only want them to have one custom role. I'll show you how to do that in the next video. That will be part 2 of this custom role feature for the shop. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps my channel out a lot. And please comment down below if you have any ideas about what I should do next. If you guys have some suggestions of what you want to see added to the shop, whatever it is, let me know. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far in the video, you are awesome. And don't forget to join my Discord, link in the description below. If you would ever need to get help or maybe help others in the community, you know, we always want you in the Discord. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one for part 2 of Custom Role.